let's finally get into the video and the decision of stepping away from streaming. Although I mean, like you said August, so it's like you got 7 months, you got half a year,
Mm.
so it's
We
not
still got lots of time.
got a lot of leg.
Everybody acting like, oh, I'm retiring tomorrow. Oh, I'm dying. All this shit, and it's like
Yeah,
we got
initial
7 months. And I
initial
even said at the end of the video, I even said I'm gonna keep my Discord server. I'll still be active in Twitch chats, even though I'm not active in chats at all really right now, except for like yours and maybe a couple other people's. Like I'm still gonna be around. Like I'll be on Discord and like social media and stuff like that. Like I just won't be streaming or making videos. Like
Mhm.
people acted like I'm dead or like retiring tomorrow, and I'm like, we still got 7 months. We got so much other things that we're gonna do. It's not gonna be as frequent as it would have been last year or the year before,
Mhm.
but we're still gonna do stuff. So
Yeah, it was like initial impressions or reactions. What did you expect was going to happen versus what actually happened?
I expected more people to be upset,
Mhm.
definitely. And when we talked about it, like in DMs and stuff like that, um, you were like, oh, like people are definitely like more upset, like away from online, and
Mhm.
that's totally understandable. That's a normal reaction because people have been around the space, the community for so long, and it would almost feel out of routine not to see me on their screens
Yeah.
or online or whatever the hell. So I get that. I definitely expected a lot more of people being pissed or upset or whatever, but the support was definitely overwhelming. And I even mentioned it in a message in the general when people were sending messages and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, like I was emotional. Um, and like I said, I didn't take this decision lightly. We talked about like uh, outside of stream stuff for a while. Me and you,
Yeah.
we've talked about retirement and stuff like that and everything. Like even back to like October is like the first time I mentioned it to you specifically.
Yeah.
And that's when you were starting to plan your retirement tour and everything as well. And I'm like, hmm, maybe I could do this and just not completely fall off the face of the earth, which is something I don't want to do because I have such great connections with all the people in Discord and the community and stuff like that, and I'm definitely going to continue to be friends with them. And I even said in my video, like I would love to meet people in real life. Like I've done that a bunch with people in the MLB The Show community and everything like that. Um, and take those connections from online to the real world. It's definitely a special thing, especially after being friends with someone online for years and years and years. Like I did that with
You went saw.
Tampa.
Yeah, I was like Tampa. And, I know Cardinals.
Tampa
You
was
went
the
to.
first.
Tampa was the
Tampa was
first.
the first.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the first person from Twitch that I met in person. And there was Dell JR2.
Mhm.
There was Pseudo, Vaughn, Cardinals Gaming, like you'd said. Um, just a bunch of people from the community that I did get the opportunity to meet in real life, and that's something I want to do more of in the future, in the coming years, and everything as well. And just bring that connection online and have like a real connection, that social connection with someone,
Yeah.
because it once you do that, it's fucking powerful. It is. Especially like if you get deep with people, if you talk with them every day, and then you get that one moment where you get to meet them in real life, it hits hard. It does. Like when I met Tampa, I was like I didn't expect this, but we were both in tears. We gave each other big bro hugs. I don't know if he told you this, but
No.
man,
Oh God, no.
we almost fell off the steps. Um, like we were at the top of the steps,
Mhm.
but like the hug was so intense, like we almost fell down the stairs. Um, and like that's like raw
I love to hear that.
emotion
Yeah.
right there. Because
It,
Tampa and I had been friends since 2020,
yeah.
and the first time we met him was like 2023, I think. 2022, 2023, something like that. And we talked every day. We had that connection, whether it was in my chat or his chat, Discord calls, whatever, like it's there. and you can't hold back. You really can't. It's one of those things where you just like can't control yourself. Like you
Yeah.
gotta let the emotion out.
It's like when you think about it, it's such a weird dynamic of one, you're the one on screen, so like you're kind of vulnerable, you're putting yourself out there, but it's kind of like a one-sided relationship where it's like, all right, I'm giving you this attention, this energy, whatever,
Mm.
and then it's kind of up to the viewer or whatever to decide like, all right, is this all I want or do I want more? And then that's where it's like, all right, well, I have a Discord, so if you want to reach out to me and get some one-on-one time or contribute to something, like that's on your extended, effort. And then
Mhm.
like your Discord gets a lot of attention and action, so it's like a lot of people have said like, "Hey, I like this. I want more." And like I love to see that. And I mean, I've seen it in others as well, but there is that weird dynamic of again, it's like, all right, are we gamer friends or are we like certain people in
Mhm.
like in real life even where it's like, all right, well we're cool colleagues, but we don't hang out. And then there's like when you're in like college where you're like, well, it's cool to go party with you, but I wouldn't go, to a nice fine dinner with you and my girlfriend type of thing. Like you're a little too
Mhm.
crazy for me. So it's like you put it's like so you almost like group people like that where it's like, well, those are like my streamer friends, but like are they my friends or are they just
Mhm.
like fans that fanboy a little hard sometimes?
There,
And
there are definitely some of them that do fit that category, but there are a lot of them that like we could like genuine connections.
yeah, like to me that when you get to that point where it's like, are we really talking about a hobby or a passion, but then it's like, hey, I heard you mention something about your mom. Like, how's your mom doing? And then it's like, all right,
Mm.
now it's like, and then you're open enough to be like, oh yeah, she's doing okay. Like she's kind of going through this or this, and then it's like it's like, all right, we're on an evil level or on a personal level. We can talk real shit. And once you get to that, then it's where it's like I have people that have my phone number and like know my real name and stuff like that. It's like, okay, we're not it's not a streamer viewer dynamic anymore. It's like,
Mhm.
all right, you're my friend, you're a confidant, you're so like for me, like this is almost a sense or a time to get a little vulnerable as well where I've had people that yeah started off as viewers or whatever, went to DMs or whatever, have their phone number. We've talked about stuff, even if it wasn't like on cell phones or Discord or whatever it was. The avenue doesn't matter. But
Mm.
like I've had people that have like told me stuff about like, hey, I just caught my girlfriend cheating on me, or like I don't know how to handle this, or yeah, I relapsed. I got to figure my shit out, or I just got fired for this because I fucked up. Like it was on me. I should have got fired. And it's like I don't mind that stuff. Like cuz I know for me too a lot of times like the number one like we all have or we all don't have this. If you have this, you are fortunate. I have my mom that I will call when I'm like super pissed off, frustrated, stressed out, I'm worrying about something. And she knows majority of the time I'm not really looking for an answer or a solution. And I know like stereotypical men, we fall in that where we're like, I want to solve your problem.
Mhm.
Where she knows I don't want her to solve my problem. I just need her to listen because I'm really just talking out loud to process. So for anyone that is listening to this, um, the skill of listening is like super, super valuable and underappreciated because literally just listening, being there, and like listening to feel or listening to understand what they're going through is so important.
Mhm.
And you don't have to have the right answer. You don't have to have any answer. Like my my college roommate who was one of my best friends. We don't talk all the time. He's in another country in another time zone. But I learned this lesson when I was like 21, 22, I guess. Cuz we were on campus, we went for a walk. Actually no, I was 19 or 20 cuz I couldn't drink yet and I was on campus. So we went for a walk, sat down on a curb, nobody around. and he just basically was like, kind of started tearing up, and I was like, "What's wrong, man?" And he had basically said like, my girl cheated on, and I knew her. She was my friend, and he had said like, she's been I saw her phone. She's been talking to this guy. She basically said she doesn't love me anymore. She's doesn't want to be with me anymore. I don't have given her enough the time and attention she wants or she craves, and this other guy has, and she's done with me. Like nobody knows. She just said this to me today, and he's like, I've just been stuck. Like I don't know how to process. I don't know what to do, and like literally all I did was like put my arm around him, gave him like because we're sitting down, so I kind of put my arm around him, gave him a hug, and was just like, you know, feel whatever you got to feel, man. We'll figure it out. You'll survive. We'll get through this. And that's you just people don't want to feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that's kind of the aspect of the streaming that I liked, and almost was like what I almost enjoyed more of being a small streamer was that anybody at any time, most of my streams is me and NATO hanging out, and sometimes Hoff's lurking, and then somebody can come in and go, shit just hit the fan, bro. What do I do? Or like, and I could pause the game because I don't really care about the game, honestly. So I can pause the game and go, tell me about it. What's up? And I don't sugarcoat stuff usually.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't we know it?
yeah. All right. Well, you fucked this up. Take responsibility for that. Now let's take the next step and let's fix it. Okay. What can you do? What's in your control? Okay. Let's do that. Let's see what happens. Take a breath. Take a day. I'm not saying a beverage is the best choice, an adult beverage, but sometimes, hey, have a beer, chill out. You want to hop in, play some Fortnite with me, let out some stress? All right, let's do that because you can't do anything right now, and if you try, it's just gonna come out wrong. So that's what I always enjoyed about streaming. But I feel like for me, I think I lost that like years ago. Like most of those guys that I had that like came to me for like that big brother aspect, either kind of grew out of it and like, became adults and didn't need me anymore, or they prospered in their lives and they kind of stepped away from streaming, which again, I don't have any regrets to that or any problems with that. That's fine. I want that. But then less and less it became less about like improving life or like getting better as a person. And it just came, hey, what can you do for me now? Hey, can you make this for me? Hey, can you make that for me? Hey, who should I invest in for this player now so I can do MLB The Show? And I'm like, I don't even play that game anymore. I don't know. I don't know who's low. Like, oh, okay, boom, leaves. I like stuff like that is what like broke me, or like for the last couple, like last year really, where I was just like, I don't know why I'm doing this anymore. Like I barely game. Nobody really seems to care about baseball, or at least the game of baseball. It's always about the video game of baseball.
MLB The Show.
Yeah. So I was like, the stuff I'm into that was like the reason why I got on Twitch in the first place, because it was like, well, nobody at the time, at least, 2019 or when I got into Twitch or discovered Twitch, was like, well, I really love MLB The Show. I love baseball, and I just want to talk about the game and like the video game and the game at the same time while playing. And so that's like how I got into that community. But then after a while, it became more and more and more about the video game only and not the sport, or not even like the love of like hanging out, gaming with your boys. Like it was just like, how do I prosper? How do I get this XP done? How do I get it done faster? How do I get it done in a weekend? Oh, we only have 36 hours to complete this. Oh, I'm pulling an all-nighter. It's just like, okay, but shouldn't you touch grass? Like, like that whole thing.
I used to be one of those. I used to be. Oh, it pains me to say, but I mean, I used to be. I used to be that exact same person, just constantly talking to other people and just getting info in the game. And that's kind of when I fell out of it too, because I'm just like, wait a second, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like this is about baseball. Like now it's just about the game, and that's when I switched over to wrestling.
Like, even if it was just about the game, like, we all have passions for certain things. That's fine, but, like, the XP grinds and the never doing anything but that, it's like, all right, you are not one thing. Like, you are dozens and hundreds of things, and that's, like, who makes who you are. Like, you can love baseball, and you can love soccer, and you can love knitting, and you can love sewing, and you can love doing laundry. Like, a million different hobbies and likes is
I
what
do. I
makes
do like doing laundry. I'm not gonna lie.
is I like the comfort of having all my chores done. But,
Hmm.
like, all these different things is, like, what makes you who you are. But when all you become is nonstop grinding and playing a video game, it's like, I'm really worried about your mental health if this is all that matters to you. And
That's kind of where like my mindset came in with like retiring from streaming and content and everything like that. Like, cause like as you said, it becomes that one central thing in your life, and that's what I realized back in July because that's all I was doing all summer long was just streaming, making clips, making videos, all this kind of stuff. That's all I was doing. That's all I had the energy to do.
yeah,
And once I started scaling back in November, that's when I realized I'm more than just this. Like I was putting so
definitely.
much pressure on myself to do every event, to do every show, to do all the clips, because oh my god, people probably missed it, so they get to see this and my reaction and all that stuff. Um, it and it definitely got into my head too much, of wanting to do everything, and not everybody can do that.
No.
Nobody should be able to do that either. And then once I decided to call it quits for August, that's when I felt the pressure kind of be relieved from myself. Like once I did that on Wednesday, that's where the emotion was coming from, and it was probably one of the harder choices I had to do because I've been doing this for so goddamn long. But like back in November, once I started to scale back, I'm like, I'm hanging out with my family more. I'm hanging out with my friends more.
Yeah.
I'm gym. I'm focusing on this thing. I'm focusing on that thing. Like I'm more to life than just this streaming and content stuff. And that's kind of where the decision came from for me. And it was the hardest thing for me to do, like to sit there and make that video. I told you that I was gonna get to your stream, but I kid you not, I did multiple takes of that video that I made for 6 minutes and 37 seconds. I remade that video like 10 times. I mean, mostly just to get under 500 MB to post it in Discord because I ended up
Yeah, that
getting Nitro
sucks.
Quick and post it.
Yeah.
Um, but like even then, like it was still like multiple takes of how to like explain everything and how I'm feeling, and that like once I was done doing that, it felt phenomenal, and I'm glad that the reaction from everybody else was pretty supportive because if it wasn't, then I was gonna be like, fuck you, I'm just gonna delete the
Yeah.
Discord, take off right now if I really wanted to. Um, but
You're like, I could like this and burn this bridge down if I want to. It's my choice.
yeah,
But I'm here.
um, there's this one quote that helped me through like the process of like planning the retirement tour, which I'm going to be like releasing plans of like next week and stuff like that, and actually making the video and announcing it and all this stuff. It's this quote from the Avengers movie, the Avengers Infinity War. It's
Mhm.
actually from the villain Thanos.
Ooh, okay.
You probably know him. It's the hardest choices require the strongest wills,
Yeah.
and that was the hardest choice. But
Was there like one exact moment where something happened where you're like, I think I'm done. I think I'm
there
mentally
wasn't
out.
there wasn't a specific moment for me. It was
Okay.
just built up pressure, that nobody put on me. It was just myself. And
Mhm.
once I realized that, like I scaled back, I took a look at the bigger picture of life, realized that there's a lot more to life than just streaming, and that's when I started doing like the once a week thing, which is now KCW. Um, and I felt a lot more free, and it just feels good.
Yeah.
Um, being able to control other things in my life that I don't necessarily have to put extreme pressure on myself to do.
Mine was like a couple of things broke in the same week. And I'm gonna preface this with this is no shade on you, Nick,
Hmm.
but I was working on KCW stuff.
Oh, I knew this was coming. Yeah.
And I was like I have these little notes that I'll put on my computer, and it's always like things I need to get done this week. And it was like, and I think you were still streaming like Monday, Tuesday, Friday or something like that.
Probably, yeah.
And
Like the 4 days a week schedule, 5 days.
so I was like, all right, Monday, like, and I think this was before my dog park closed. So I was like, all right, Monday, dog park, gotta do this. I gotta cook this. I want to watch some Raw if I can. Maybe hop in Nick's stream if I can. Tuesday was like, all right, well, I gotta edit this KCW video. It's probably gonna take me 2 to 3 hours because I'm gonna have to create the images. Wednesday, I gotta stream, and then Thursday was like, all right, well, I gotta finish this other video for this next project for KCW, and then Friday, it's like, well, I guess I can watch SmackDown, and then I was just like, and people were like in my DMs like, hey, what about if we did this? What about if we did this? And I was sitting there like, we are not doing anything. I'm doing everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want me to create you a theme song? You want me to cut your promo for you and edit it and record it for you? Are you fucking, like, in my brain, are you fucking kidding me? And then, like, most of the people that are asking for favors aren't even showing up to the shows. So I was like, I was like, all right, let me, as practical as I like to be, let me break this down. I was like, I'm now spending X amount of hours per week on your stream, not my stream, your stream. For, yes, it's a creative outlet, but I was like, for other people's entertainment that are not even thanking me or saying great job. If anything, they're
showing up.
If anything, they're the ones that are showing up going like, making fun of it or saying, oh, the one thing that I realized I messed up on, like, oh, you fucked this up. Like, yep, I got it. I know. Trust me. I know. I'm the hardest critic on myself. I appreciate you pointing that out after I spent 8 hours on it. And then they're being like, well, what am I doing? Like, I'm spending all this time on an eFed that isn't mine. That I'm trying to make entertaining for other people to enable them to do more things for themselves, or
they don't appreciate it.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not feeling appreciated at all for this, and like part of that too also is
you got the appreciation from me, but everybody else
Yeah.
is kind of just a no-go.
Like, people would say stuff and they'd be like, oh, well, Nick's never gonna let me do this, and I'm like, Nick pretty much lets me do whatever I want because I put in so much effort and I tell him exactly what is I want to do weeks ahead or at least a week ahead. So I was like, well, he appreciates what I do. And, like, even Ghosty was easy to work with. He was just like, look, I'll try. I'll do this. Hey, I need help on this. There's a couple times where I was like, hey, I told you I needed this by this day, and it's not done. Like, I can't proceed without it. And he, oh, my bad. This came up. I'll get it to you by tonight. All right. But mine was that stuff because it was like, I have this tendency that if there's a problem that pops up, I'm the one that hops on the grenade for other people, and then I get forgotten about. So I was like, this is happening again. I was like, what am I doing here? So I was like, all right, if that's the case, I was like, I'm going to step away from this, open up my schedule for me, whether that's, extra walks for the dogs or
other hobbies.
Or like, then I was like, all right, well, I've been wanting to do these things on Patreon to write. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna start writing, clear my head out a little bit and doing this stuff. And I was like, I feel like I have more time. I'm more relaxed. I feel more fresh. And I'm opening myself up to these other opportunities that can come up now instead of, and you feel this too, where it's like,
yep,
hey, a buddy at work or, in your city or whatever. It's like, hey, let's go grab a beer tomorrow. And you're like, oh, well, it's Saturday Night Main Event. I told everybody I'd stream. I don't think I can do it. I'd love to, but I already like, you almost feel guilt-ridden where it's like, well, I already told people I was going to do this, but this would actually be more fun in person with somebody I haven't talked to in a while. So it's like,
And now I don't have that guilt. Like even
yeah,
when I scaled back, like Saturday night's main event is tonight, but I'm going to a different wrestling show with friends.
yeah. Like I wasn't. If this weather wasn't gonna happen, yeah, I wasn't even gonna watch the show. We were gonna go play D&D tonight instead of last night.
Mhm.
And I was like, it wasn't even like a choice. It was like, yeah, I'm down. Let's play. Like the only thing I was concerned about was what time, because I was like, well, I do want to go to a card show. Like I don't want to completely, get rid of one hobby for another. Like I feel like there's that balancing act you need in your life where, even as obsessed with like baseball as I am, I still meet my limits of like, all right, this is getting boring or it's getting stale. I want to do something else. And like you need to have that. But I don't know. For me, yeah, I guess to bring this around, it was 1 week of little things here and there where I was just like,
I remember that week.
I think I'm done. And like I said it to myself out loud and like sat with it, chewed it. And like usually my nightly walk with my dog, it's quiet and that's like the best time for me to think and like decompress. And so like I said it out loud to myself, went for a little walk and was like, I was just at peace. I was just like, it's time. It's fine. Like nobody is going to die if I don't stream. They know how to reach me if they need me. Like
Mhm.
we've built those connections. So I was like, then I started to get like excited for it. I was like, I could actually get in like a bowling league now. Like we've talked about softball leagues at work. Like I could actually start doing this stuff now. And I was like, financially, as long as it's within the financial budget. And, and then I went for, I don't even remember when this was. I feel like this was like late summer or whatever. But like, then I ended up taking that little road trip with Violet out to Texas.
Yeah, that was in September, I think.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
September.
Yeah.
And I remember being out there and literally was like, I want to be as low maintenance as possible. Like I rented places at people's like houses where it was just land, where I just threw a tent down. I had some wood. I had like a little cooler. I had her, and I brought a book and I brought a AM FM radio and a chair, a pull out chair, and was just like sitting out there in the sun, drinking lemonade or whatever it was, and was just like, dude, I miss this stuff. I used to do this so much more. Even when I was in college, I was the guy that was like, guys, we're not going to be doing this forever. We need to slow it down. Let's go have a cookout. Let's go to the beach and just sit on the beach and just chill. And I was
Yeah,
like,
like I used to be that too. Like I would be like, "Oh, hey guys, come over for a barbecue. We'll play some video games. We'll have a FIFA tournament, NHL tournament.
mm-hmm,
We'll go to the bar, get a drink." And like once I made that stream schedule, I was like, "I have to stick to this or
yeah,
I'm going to let people down."
yeah,
But then
exactly,
once I realized that I'm actually not doing that, I'm doing the opposite. I'm putting too much pressure on myself.
yeah.
But I'm like, I can
And
just go
that's
do whatever I want. And
the
even if I wanted to just lay down in bed and just relax, I could do
mhm.
that.
The interesting part about that too is like, to me, that's what good character is that you put almost more pressure, and we both do this. You almost put more pressure on yourself to be there or to be available for other people when they don't.
Instead of ourselves.
Yeah, instead of being like, you know what, I need to put me first for once, selfishly or whatever, even
Mhm.
though it's not really selfish. But let me ask you this, and then I might let you go. I might. When was the so when was the last time that you remember, and this might be a part of getting old, but when was the last time you actually like sat down and played video games? Not streamed, just played video games and just like lost yourself in the game for a few hours. Because I asked this, like I want you to think about it, but I asked this because I feel like within the last 5 years or whatever, maybe since COVID, that like every hobby turns into a wannabe side hustle. And because of that angle, you lose the enjoyment of it.
Mhm.
And I know for me,
Big time.
I was like, and I know for me, that's why I basically stopped playing video games on stream, because I was like, I want to play the game, but I also want to be entertaining. But if I'm entertaining, I'm not really paying attention to the game. So I was like, I'm kind of half-assing both. I mean, not really half-assing, but I'm poorly multitasking. So I was like, if I really, really want to play a game, I don't want to stream it. But then when I'm like, man, I really want to play this game, it's like, but it could be entertaining and it's content. So maybe I better stream it.
And you're also like, oh, you could make money.
Yeah. So for me, I guess the answer to that question was MVP. I have it over here still. MVP NCAA baseball 07. And it was last year and then the year before that. Because nobody, safely say this, nobody cares about college baseball except like me and Ainge. This is a vague generalization. I'm just so I was like, no one's gonna want to enjoy this. It's on PS2. It's poor quality. It's basically recruiting, and this was, I guess the college football is back out now, but I was like, there's no college game out there. I was like, people enjoy the college aspect simulator or whatever, but I was like, no one's gonna enjoy this college baseball thing. Nobody cares. And I sat down and played for hours, and maybe because it was the PS2 and came out in 2006, but it was like, man, I miss just sitting down playing a video game by myself. Maybe you throw some tunes on in the background, maybe eat some Doritos and a Pepsi or something. I was like, man, this just like nostalgia express. It just was like, I feel like a kid again, or a teenager that needed that day off. I was like, I can't remember the last time I felt this way.
I can.
You can or can't?
I can.
When was the last time, or what game was it?
The last time I sat down and enjoyed playing a video game was it was March 2020, right before I decided to start streaming.
Damn.
And every other time that I played video games, it was on stream or I would not play it at all.
Yep. Almost the exact same. Like, there'd be some times where I was like, well, especially MLB The Show, I can't play online and stream. I'm not good enough. I'm literally not good enough. Like, I'd have to pay attention and focus. So if it was like, I really want this Albert Pujols card, but it's only on, the events or whatever, online one-on-one, I'm not good enough to stream that. So I'm like, I got to play this offline. But even then, I just felt stressed. Like, I'm just meeting a quota.
Like that pressure of getting something, even though there's no one watching.
Yeah. So I was like, definitely wasn't that game, but it's a weird like correlation, but also like that whole stuff makes sense. But it's like the older you get, almost the more back to basics you start learning. Like, I'm happier when I kept it simple and just did it for me and no one else. No money, no glory, no nothing. It was just a nice little relaxing day.
Fun. Chill.
I switched to Dead by Daylight, and to me that was fun, but then it also turned stressful because it didn't matter if I survived, died, it didn't matter. Then that was why it was a good game to stream. But I knew, and you knew this too, when you switched to wrestling, I'm going to lose half my audience. I'm going to lose half the people that show up just because of a game. And that was like, makes you feel insecure, because it's like, like, I thought they might have been my friends, or they are my friends, or they liked what I was doing, but maybe they were just here for the game. And it starts making you feel insecure and second guess like your abilities. But then at the same sense, for that game, for me at least, then a new market or a new audience kind of got introduced. But then the same thing happens, cycle through, I get bored with it, start playing other stuff, and that's like, then they're gone. And it's just like, is this how life is? They just kind of use you up a little bit and toss you to the side, when you move on, and type of thing.
Sometimes that's what it's like, unfortunately. Reality.
Yeah.
Some people only want you for the specific thing that they want to see.
Yeah.
Like with the viewership stuff. When I was doing MLB The Show, if I was still playing it at this point, I have no issue saying this. At first, when I switched from MLB to wrestling, I did have issue with it because it would make me feel emotional and whatnot. But if I was still doing MLB the show now, I probably would have hit partner. I would have hit Twitch partner.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would be making more money from streaming and videos and all that kind of stuff than I am now. Um, but I wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't
You would have
having a
been
good time.
miserable.
And then once I switched over to wrestling, everything dropped like to the extreme. But I was enjoying it more.
Mhm.
But even like when I was enjoying it more, that means I was doing more and more and more and more of it.
Yeah.
And then that's when the pressure came of like switching from fun to business,
Yeah.
getting things done, and that pressure.
It's almost like an
And then
impossible
here we are
line.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm two things that I want to say to you. I know I unfollowed you when you were in your MLB because I was like, I could see it. I was like,
I remember that.
he's not having fun, dude.
I
Like,
remember that.
I mean, like, I would go through a lot of streams and be like, this is just grind. Like, they're not. This is like they're not even having fun. They just it's homework. And I was like, if
Basically, yeah.
you know, and I'm like, I feel like I'm distracting them from their grind if I come in and want to chat with them about stuff. Because, like, I usually remember everybody's favorite teams. And I was just like, all right, this is just another guy that's just grinding for partner. He doesn't, you know, whatever. I'm followed. And then, like, I'd randomly pop back in. Because I think I did the same thing with Tampa, where I was just like, he wasn't streaming. He was just grinding. I was just like, are you even having fun? Like I'd come in and bust his balls, and I'd be like,
The answer is no.
yeah, I'm like, I'd come in and bust his balls, and like 10 minutes later, he'd read my comment, and I'd be like, that was 10 minutes ago, bro. I was like, I can't even have a conversation with you anymore. And
He used to rip on me. He used to rip on me all the time for being slow at reading chat, but like,
yeah,
dog, you're 20 times worse than me.
but
And I hope you see that. I hope
Yeah.
you see this.
but then I think you were in that transition where you were like, you did MLB, and then you were I don't know if you were testing out like, I'm gonna do Raw or something, or I'm gonna do a SmackDown or a PLE or whatever.
I do like a half and half. I would do
Yeah.
like an hour of MLB, and then I would do like the wrestling show.
Yeah.
To see to see if people would stick around
Mhm.
or like just to keep the numbers.
And
But then after like a couple weeks, I'm just like, I don't care about the numbers. I just want
Yeah.
to do what's fun.
because I remember that, and I was like, honestly, I'm here for the wrestling. So I was like, I just want to talk wrestling, and like, you know, it turns into a just chatting. So I was like, all right, well, this is fun again. I'm gonna follow him. But now, anytime I see people do like the drop watch time or drop viewers, I'm like, I don't even want to drop mine because I feel like I'm gonna make them feel inferior. I was like, I've known this guy for 6 years. But
yeah. It's we've known each other for a long time. Long time.
I will say that you will probably be more like when you do, you know, hang up the headset or whatever. I think you will do a better job of being around Discords or even just like Twitch chats. I could honestly see myself just disappearing, like not even on purpose, just being like coming home and being like, oh, I want to watch Raw, or I want to, oh, there's a PLE, and then being like, but that sun looks awfully nice outside. This could, you know, let's go for a hike, and just being gone, and or
Mhm.
going on like next. So like this year, one of my big trips is going to see my cousin get married in Europe, in England.
That's gonna be a fun trip.
And I know every time you have those like major trips, you always have these like epiphanies of like,
Yep.
I need to travel more. I need to do this. I need to quit that. I need, you know, like this is what really matters. And I have my fishing trip. I have this trip. I want to do a couple of card shows. Like, and the more and more it's like you dip your toes outside and keep doing these things. Not the harder, but like the less and less you're like, I want to sit inside and do this. So like, I'll still do Discord and still do Patreon, but I've always been bad at Discord and keeping up with people. Like, I'll respond to messages and people tag me, I'll respond, but like, I could see it being like, well, if people don't reach out to me, I'm gonna just slowly drift off into the ocean and be gone.
Mhm.
But I'll probably,
Yeah, I'm kind of the same with Discord now. Like if people are talking, having conversations, like I'll butt in a little bit, but like I won't say much unless someone directly messages me or like tags me in something.
yeah.
I think the Discord is active enough without me as is.
Mm-hmm.
My problem is Twitch chats. Like I've been in yours, and a couple other people's, but like, and not to say that I don't want to support people because I absolutely do, but at this point, with myself focusing on a bunch of other things that I want to do, get done, uh, where I want to go in life, the person I want to be, the man I want to be, I don't want to have to live vicariously through the internet on Twitch 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, like if I'm home, I'll tap someone up and I'll lurk. Um, because for the last 7 years, I've lived on Twitch for the most part, and I've missed
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
I've missed birthdays. I've missed like fun events, that kind of stuff. Like not even just because of like Twitch chatting and being in other people's streams and stuff like that, but because of my own streams, um, and just different things that I was doing. Like I missed a lot,
Yeah.
and I don't feel that pressure to have to do everything anymore. And now I can just live.
Yeah. I'm speaking for me personally. Twitch had its like its time and its place in my life where I needed it, and I don't need it anymore. It's kind of like
Mhm.
when you work a certain job and it's like it's tough, but you have that one coworker that always kind of like helps you out and gets you through it. And then as soon as that coworker is gone, you're like, what am I doing here? How did I survive without that person? It's kind of like that. Like for me, when I hopped on as like a viewer, it was like I moved to a new city, didn't know anybody, wasn't really making friends. I was a manager, so I wasn't supposed to socialize with my people underneath me. So I was like, I don't really have, and I was like, I don't know where to go out, and even the places I do go out, I'm not super extroverted to be making friends at a bar. So I was like,
Mhm.
I need like-minded people to kind of converse and like socialize with and like feel better about my situation. And that's how I got on Twitch. And then like after a while, it's like moving to Chattanooga was like I was in Atlanta then. So moving to Chattanooga is way simpler. Like it's decent size, but like to me, it's still got that small town like flair,
Mhm.
I guess, of community. And like I can go to my bank and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, Brian." Like they know my name. Like you go to Atlanta, you're just another number and a paycheck. They don't
Mhm.
really care.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I have like people that I can talk to about random shit here and go out and get a beer. And even if I don't, I can go walk over to this bar and the bartender remembers me. So it's just, I like that small town aspect of it. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't need Twitch anymore. I don't need Discord anymore. And it doesn't
Yeah.
need
I
me.
feel I
So
feel the same way too. And it's not and it's not like a sad thing for either of us either. It's just
it's just
moving on.
it's just like a mature process. And I think it helps like the next step too of like, so like last night or whatever, I'm sitting at my friend's dinner table and I'm like we're I was like we're literally just sitting here playing D&D and we're giggling our ass off. And I was like, and they've done this before. I mean like they do stuff together cuz they, they're like roommates and I'm the one like that doesn't live there and I'm sitting there like they probably don't even think a thing of this. This is just another Friday night for them. But for me, I was like I can't remember the last time I had a night like this. And it takes getting away from it and missing it to appreciate it.
I had a night like that last night as well. I mean, I'd seen these friends for a while, like getting back to hanging out with them more and all that. And we went. There's this place called Dooley's in Canada. I don't know. It's basically pool billiards.
Okay.
Um, we went out to play pool for a couple hours. We planned to only be there for like an hour or two. We ended up hanging out until 2 a.m. Me and two other guys. We ended up getting a beer. We got some food. We talked about old memories. We talked about things that we want to do in life. and it was just nice to be able to socialize and have fun and not have to worry about, oh, I'll be live for a 3-hour episode of SmackDown.
Yeah, you're present in the moment and not worrying about the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
100%.
That's almost in a good and a bad thing. That's why, like today, you were like, "Hey, can we move back a half hour?" And I'm like, "I haven't even left my bed yet." I was like, "I don't have a."
See, that's living.
I was like, "Yeah." I was like, if you knew my status right now, I was like, I don't have a script for you. I don't have questions for you right now. I was like,
Mhm.
I have a concept vaguely in my mind, and I know my equipment works. I said that's what we're gonna roll with, and we're just gonna chat.
Free roam.
And that's what we did, everyone. We chatted for almost 2 hours because we spent another half hour with Jason before we recorded this. So I don't want to keep you any longer. I'm sure you're probably hungry as well, especially after a gym session. And I didn't make lunch because I've been lazy today. So I'm going to go make some early dinner. Appreciate you coming on, chatting about life and
Always, man.
everything. I know we'll continue to do more of this. Maybe next time I'll throw Jason in here as well.